The Lakers are contenders again. No! As a Blazer fan, I just feel like I got punched in the face right now because we can't have nice things, but you know who can have nice things? Lakers fans. If I was a Lakers fan, I would be feeling absolutely ecstatic right now because the Lakers just absolutely fleeced not one, but two separate Western Conference teams. And they're contenders again. Yeah, so they fixed problems and they got dudes, is what just happened. By the way, this trade reaction is brought to you by Bet Online. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BOEAV, for a 50% reward bonus. Super Bowl's coming up. Prop bets are always fun. NBA All-Star Game and All-Star Weekend is coming up. NBA season still has a couple months left, so get in on some action. Use that promo code. 50% rewards. I'm going to break down this trade. At some point in this video, I'll give my thoughts as a Blazer fan, because I know that half the subscriber base is Blazer fans. But, yeah, I'm just going to react to this trade, because there's a lot to this. And there's a lot for Laker fans to be happy about, and there's a lot for other fan bases to be pissed off about. So that's going to be this video. I'm not going to edit it. I don't got the time to edit it. I'm busy building graphics for a trade deadline live stream on my Blazers channel. That'll be going down tomorrow morning. It'll probably be filled with just me being upset about the Blazers doing nothing or trading Josh Hart for Cam Reddish and calling it a day. So if you want to see me be upset, subscribe to that channel or just tune into that channel tomorrow for that live stream. Anyway, so let's just start with the trade, I guess. Basically, the Lakers are trading Russell Westbrook, Juan Toscano-Anderson, and a 2027 first-round pick that's protected 1 through 4. It's not even unprotected. It's protected 1 through 4. They're trading that for D'Angelo Russell. If that package was just for D'Angelo Russell, it'd be like, okay, that's a pretty solid trade. They get a point guard that fits and, you know, has been there and reuniting with D'Angelo Russell, right? Okay, that's a solid trade for them. But it's not just D'Angelo Russell. It's not just D'Angelo Russell. They also get Jarred Vanderbilt, who Danny Ainge was supposedly looking for a first for. So, okay, you traded a first for Jarred Vanderbilt? That's fair, right? That's what Utah wanted for him. And then you can hypothetically just act like you're throwing in D'Angelo Russell on top of that for Russell Westbrook. You got the right Russell now, not the wrong Russell, right? So that's already a win. But that's not it. They also get Malik Beasley. They get D'Angelo Russell, Jarred Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley for 1 first-round pick, Juan Toscano-Anderson, and Russell Westbrook. Westbrook, Toscano-Anderson, and a first for D'Angelo Russell, Jarred Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley. That's something that I don't even think would work in 2K. You would expect the Lakers to have to give up 3 first-round picks for those guys. They don't have 3 first-round picks to give up. But, yeah, so they fleece. Absolutely fleece. I'll talk about it for the other teams in a second, but they get a point guard that fits much better than Russell Westbrook ever did in D'Angelo Russell. Can be that third guy next to LeBron and AD. You get a shooter, and the Lakers desperately needed shooting. You get a shooter in Malik Beasley to help space the floor, to play off LeBron, to play off AD, to play off D'Angelo Russell, to play off Rui Hachimura, who the Lakers got really good value for to trade. And then Jarred Vanderbilt, a versatile defensive big man. The Lakers went from a 2-man team to like a 7-man team, and that's all you need in the playoffs. So, wow. Yeah. This team fits much better. They got more shooting. They got a third guy that can play on or off the ball. You know, D'Angelo Russell's a little better with the ball in his hands, but he can play off the ball much better than Russell Westbrook ever could. And as a Blazer fan who, roots against the Lakers, I'm not happy that the Lakers absolutely fleeced. But also, I'm not happy because my Portland Trail Blazers were linked to Jarred Vanderbilt, and that was like basically plan A at this point, was the Blazers want Jarred Vanderbilt because we suck defensively and we need a defensive, versatile 6'9" guy that can guard multiple positions. Instead, he's just a throw-in as the third guy to the Lakers, because of course that's just the way it goes for us. That's just the way it goes for us. So yeah, at this point, I feel like my Blazers are screwed at the deadline. The Lakers have already automatically won. I don't see any team doing anything better. And it's just a major L. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Timberwolves, what in the world are you guys doing? The Timberwolves traded D'Angelo Russell for Mike Conley, essentially, and second-round picks. The Timberwolves made an all-in move this past offseason, of course, for Rudy Gobert, where they traded multiple first-round picks to the Utah Jazz. They kind of got fleeced by the Jazz in that trade, and now the Timberwolves are helping the Jazz get fleeced together. Instead of the Jazz fleecing the Timberwolves, the Jazz teamed up with the Timberwolves to get fleeced by the Lakers now. And it's always interesting because teams seem to make trades amongst one another. Like, certain GMs seem to have better working relations with certain GMs. If you remember, of course, that Gobert trade happened between Utah and Minnesota this past offseason, and that sent Pat Beverly to Utah, and then Utah traded him to Los Angeles. Those are the three teams in this deal. Something to remember in future deadlines, potentially, is who made trades the past offseason, because those teams are more likely to link up again, it seems, because, I don't know how you get fleeced by Rob Pelinka, unless you're just, you like the dude or have a good working relationships with them, and you're like, okay, sure, yeah, we'll give you these dudes for basically nothing. We'll give you D'Angelo Russell. We'll take on Mike Conley. Who cares that he's 35 years old and worse and declining? Just give us a couple seconds and we're good. I would be pissed if I was a Timberwolves fan. D'Angelo Russell was like friends with Cat, and that bond was supposed to result in something. I know it hasn't quite worked out so far, but the Timberwolves were in the mix in the West right now. And that's without Cat for a good period of time. Maybe they figured it out once Cat got back. Instead, they just get worse for literally no reason. I would understand getting worse if you went a little bit younger, because Cat's young, Anthony Edwards is young. Like, if you got a young point guard playing like Mike Conley right now, but had some growth in front of them, then I'd understand it. But get older and worse for second-round picks makes absolutely no sense to me. Major L for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I might honestly grade this trade an F. And then you got the Utah Jazz, who get off salary. They get off Conley's salary. They get off Malik Beasley's salary. Jarred Vanderbilt's making less than $5 million next year, so getting off his salary didn't really matter. So they get off at least $30 million of salary next year. Mike Conley had $14 million guaranteed next year, $24 million contract. Malik Beasley making about $16 million, so that's $30 to $40 million of salary that the Jazz get off for a first-round pick. It's not as bad for the Jazz as it is for the Timberwolves because they got off that salary, but it's like, you're the Utah Jazz. Should you really value $30 to $40 million extra in cap space over another first-round pick or maybe two first-round picks? Is that smart? I don't think that's smart. How are you going to recoup the value that you probably should have gotten for Malik Beasley and Jarred Vanderbilt? Should have at least gotten 2 firsts for those guys. Might have been able to get a little something for Mike Conley, even from a team that's desperate for a point guard like the Los Angeles Clippers. How are you going to recoup that value with the money that you saved in this deal? That is my question for them. If they can, then okay, it looks better in hindsight. Danny Ainge had a plan that nobody saw. Like, we've seen that before, right? But in a vacuum, value-wise, not a great trade for the Jazz. Phenomenal trade for the Lakers. A-plus trade. Like, I'm actually baffled as to how they pulled this off. This is one of the biggest trade deadline fleecings that I've seen in recent years. And it takes the Lakers from a team that wasn't even in the play-in. And they're still not in the play-in. I mean, shoot, they could still miss the play-in, I guess. But, I mean, they are now a top 4 team in the West, in my opinion. You basically had mid to bad role players around LeBron and AD can't stay healthy. And then you sub them out for really good role players that fit. Crazy. Anyway, let me know what you think of this trade down in that comment section below. What would you grade it for each team? If you're a fan of one of these 3 teams, how are you feeling about this trade? What do you think about it? I would love to read your comments down in that comment section because I'm curious to see if Jazz and Timberwolves fans are higher on this trade for them than I am. Or are you guys pissed off? Because that's what I would expect. If I was a fan of either one of those teams, I would be really mad right now. And then Lakers fans, I mean, I would love to find a Lakers fan who isn't absolutely thrilled with this trade, because I don't think there is one. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. I'll have some trade deadline reaction videos coming out and that sort of thing. And leave a like on this video because it helps out the channel as well. Let's get to 1,000 subs. That'd be pretty cool. I put in a lot of time on my content and graphics and all that sort of stuff. So a subscription means I'm doing well, and it means a lot to me. So thank you for doing that. And that wraps up this trade reaction, brought to you by BetOnline.